Good afternoon. What a beautiful sunny day it is. Just got back from going out earlier this morning to the Long Man of Wilmington, which is a chalk man in the hill. He's got like holding like 2 ski poles as such. Yeah, you'll see the photos. So I thought I'll fly the drone there. Bit misty, could be quite cool. So that started off well, and then I saw some deer. This is what was the most random day ever. So I thought then I would go to the Cuckmere River, which is like a snaky bit of a river, fly the drone there, and then go up to Beachy Head, which is the big cliffs, beautiful South Downs, and just see what might happen up there. So I went to Berlin Gap, which is part of the Seven Sisters, flew the drone along there, out and about, which is quite cool, and then thought I'll drive up to the top. So driving up to the top, saw then random kind of longboarders, speed racers, I don't know what you want to, I don't know, speed skating or whatever, coming down the road, which is mad. I've seen them before, but yeah, a bit crazy. Get to the top, and then sadly I think someone's stepped off Beachy Head this morning, because Coast Guard helicopter, which I filmed, photographed, them all at work. Obviously we didn't see anything. Still very foggy, misty up there, and also shout out to Skywalker Photography, which is a guy I met on the cliffs there, visiting England and Scotland and everywhere. They've just finished their trip and they're heading back today, so hello to you. Yeah, bit of a random day, and then walking back to the car, Lamborghini pulls up, and I've got the new Mauve Max blade arm, so I thought, wonder if he's up for it. So we've done a little bit of filming just as a quick tester, and he's up for some more in the future. So just going to see how it performed on the back of my car, which is obviously really firm and on a decent road, and it looks pretty good on my phone. So hopefully it's not too bad. It would be done properly next time with walkie-talkies and everything like that, so we can control the situation. But at the time it was just a case of follow me, and then overtake me a couple of times just to see what it was like really. And then obviously we would put a microphone in the car as well to record the engine sounds and everything. Thomas, where you gone? But yeah, anyway, on to the video. Alright, good morning. So, which we're going to see in a second, we are at a place called the Long Man of Wilmington, and I'd normally walk down that footpath, but I'm not going to because it's a bit crazy. But the sort of mist is rolling in and out, and it's amazing. So it was a bit of a, I was hoping for straw bales to be in the field, but there isn't. But there we go, look at that. Thought if you look at the clouds rolling in. So I'm going to shut the drone up, but obviously I just wanted to walk down. I could have flown it from the car park, but I like to be obviously in visual sight and actually in control of what the hell is going on. So anyway, but I just thought I'd show you guys where we're going this morning. And sometimes you just get up early in the morning and you just go for it, and sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not. I was kind of expecting as I rode up here the view would be a bit like that. You can't really see much in the distance. Luckily the sun is making a bit of an appearance, starting to burn it off a bit, but we've still got low cloud coming in there from the left. So once we can shut the drone up in a minute, it should look, hopefully, epic. It's also not windy, and I'm a lot more, drone confident nowadays. And I don't know how high that hill is, but it would be nice to be able to just peek over the top of it so you can see into the distance as well above the Long Man there, which is, the Long Man, the history is a bit vague on it, but basically it's a chalk man. I mean, they're bricks now, but it was carved 1800 and something, or earlier maybe, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to go through here. We are going to try and open the gate. There we go. Watch the dog shit because people are lazy. If you've got a dog, just clear up after it. I know you're in the countryside, but when it's on the path, for God's sake, it's not difficult. Anyway, let's get the drone out. Look at that for a view. And then there we go. Right, let's set myself up. Right, so the drone is up and I'm just messing around with the exposure. As you can see there, it suddenly jumped and I went from auto to manual, and where I had it previously it was quite a low shutter speed. So anyway, now I've adjusted it up a little bit just to try and keep it even through the flight. You can see here that the view is just stunning. Like I say, it was a shame there's no straw bales in the fields. That would have been epic, but it is what it is. And yeah, it was just a fantastic morning out. So I had the RX10 with me, the Mini 4 Pro, the drone, and the Pocket 3. So it's the 3 cameras I was using, and it was just a really nice lightweight day out setup really. And after here I went up to Beachy Head, had a look around, and just did some cool stuff. Met a new petrolhead, Leo, with his Lamborghini, which was really cool. And we just did a quick test of the camera rig that I've got, but it turns out my car is so stiff that it's possibly not ideal for it, but we'll find out with a bit more testing, make that a bit better. But I'll put it in this video. As you can see here, that the clouds and everything are slowly cruising past, and what I've done is I've gone up to 120 meters, and from where I'd actually taken off from, and then obviously I've climbed up the hill as such towards the Long Man, so it actually allowed me to go a bit higher, because obviously my zero had moved. So basically it allowed me to basically go up to 200 meters, basically another 60 meters on no, 80 meters on top of what I would actually been able to fly, because the ground had risen that much. It allowed me to go even higher. So even though I was registering 200 meters, I wasn't actually 200 meters, I was still only 120. But as you can see here, it was just wicked, because the clouds were just cruising past. You could just about see it over the top of the hill there. And as you can see there, the Long Man is elongated when you see it from the air, but when you actually stand down on the ground, because it's on a hill that leans away from you, and when you stand on the ground, it actually gives you a different perspective. So it actually gives you a different look, and it actually doesn't look as long and thin as it does from the air. So that's quite interesting, and something I'd never seen before, because I'd never actually really flown high enough near it to actually realise how different it does look from the air. But it does look fantastic, and like I say, those clouds and everything were just awesome. It's just added to it and made it a really nice morning. So it was just brilliant. It was quite breezy up there, but it wasn't too bad. I love these hills here because they're proper rolling. They sort of go up and down, as you can see there. You can see where the light's hitting and then not into the shade, but it's fantastic. So sometimes it is really worth just getting up early, going out. I checked the weather forecast the night before, it just said mist, and I thought that's probably going to be worthwhile even for a sunrise, but I didn't get up that early for the sunrise. But as you can see there, it's just looks awesome, and the colours of the fields and everything at the moment are just fantastic, especially when the sun's on them. Proper yellows and everything, and the greens look nice too, and it's just, yeah, it just makes you really happy to be out and being creative. It's just really, really cool. So absolutely, the one thing was the Mini 4 Pro is one of the best purchases I've ever had. Like I said before, I had the Mini 3 Pro before, which is still fantastic, and reality is it's not a huge difference other than having the extra sensors, and the cameras are slightly different, but yeah, it just flies a little bit better. It feels a little bit more of a bigger drone, even though it's the same size. It just does things really, really well, and obviously you've got the 360 degree sensors on it now, which just give you a little bit of extra backup just in case you need it. So yeah, it was fantastic purchase, and like I say, just flying it around, getting some cool footage that just looks picturesque and cinematic. It's just really, really good fun. So back up to the Long Man there, and I was just waiting for some more of the misty sort of clouds to cruise past as I started to rotate. So when I'm flying, I'm always trying to think, right, what would look cool, what would look nice as a cut. So a small little movement like that you can see a little bit of shape happening. Gives you a bit of a 3D feel to where you're flying. When someone's looking and watching it back, and you just think, yeah, that's awesome, because you've got movement going on. I'm moving, the clouds are moving, the scenery is now rotating, so that just looks awesome. And then I could see all the seagulls had landed in the field over to the left hand side, so I backed out and sort of headed over that way, and it was just cool to be able to get them, because they all landed. Sometimes birds will go for the drones, sometimes they're not bothered. Sometimes they don't think even they realise it's up there, because I was high enough that they didn't really think I was going to be a threat or anything like that. So, you know, it was just a case of, right, let's do something cool with that. And after I'd done a little bit more of sort of scenery sort of gathering as such, and you can see the down the bottom there, the concrete circle, which is a dew pond, and just looking around, and as you can see there, the colours have changed a little bit because the sun's rising up through the clouds. But yeah, it was just nice to be able to sort of just capture as much as possible. And I haven't put hardly any footage in here really, compared to what I actually had filmed. I've just basically done a couple, like sort of the first and the sort of more the last video clip, just because you'd be here for about an hour. But having those 3 batteries really makes a difference to your flying, because you can literally just swap through them, and you know, it just gives you more flight time to be able to practice and get some stuff. So as you see here, the seagulls have landed, and I thought, should we be sneaky and just fly through them a little bit, because like I say, sometimes there's some jackdaws there as well, but sometimes they'll chase you, but sometimes they'll just fly away. So I just thought I'll bring it down, because you've got the rolling hills here, and I'm still quite high compared to where they are, so I'm not really a huge threat to them. I'm not going to be hitting them. I'm now in sport mode, and they're flying the opposite direction, as you can see there. But it was just a cool scatter shot, as I possibly call it. And 10 seconds later, they landed back where they were again. It was just to basically just move them, just to add a bit there, keeping the long man just about in shot. And that was kind of my last run, and then back down to where I took off from. And there's a guy walking his dog there. But it's just so cool. We've got so many beautiful places in this country, like the Long Man and the countryside, and you can obviously fly drones freely, be creative with your footage, and pretty much every single time you go up there, it's going to be different. You know, with the mist and the fog, you know, different times of the year. Could be snow, could be, you know, frosty mornings and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that time of year coming through. Hopefully we do get some decent cold snaps as well, because that really changes the way you look at filming as well. So but yeah, headed back to the takeoff point. Right, that was totally worth it. So flying the drone around looks just epic, and the 3 deer just came, which was cool. I think I probably just legged it because there's a runner coming down the road. But yeah, that was really cool. Always shut your gates, mates. Mates? Shut your gates, mates? I don't know. Anyway. Right, let's head off to the Beachy Head. So you've got the short cliffs, everything, about 5-6 miles away from here. Just got to go down the country lane for a bit. But yeah, really nice. So all the morning, even though it is a bit misty and a bit foggy and a bit this and the other, it could be bad up there. I don't know yet until we get there. But so far, that was epic. Just that alone, the footage should look pretty good. Oh, there goes the sign. Look. Oh, hello, Mr. Robin. Hello, you going to read the sign out for us? No? Okay. It's 70 metres high, 231 feet apparently. The Long Man of Wilmington stands 70 metres high. That can't be quite right, because I flew... Oh, maybe it is. Victorian period, made out of bricks, etc. So I'll leave it there and you can have a read. basically. Long Man is best viewed from a distance or drone. Aerial photos show the true shape of the Long Man is elongated. Yeah, I thought that, actually. From the ground, he assumes normal position. That's clever. So, anyway, let's take a couple of shots and move on. So, on the way through to Beachy Head, I went down the country lane and came out at Cuckmere. So you've got the Cuckmere River, which goes out to sea, and basically it's a big kayaking sort of river. People do a lot of kayaking and other sports along there. It's pretty cool, and it's very twisty. And that morning, it was very flat, calm, and beautiful, and the reflections were awesome. As you can see there, the sheep were on the little island there. So I thought, you know what, I'll stop, take a 5-minute flight, and just capture it, because I've never flown down here. And I thought, it's quite early. It was, what time was it? We're still only 7 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It's very early. So yeah, it was, as you can see there, the river sort of, as I get a bit higher, the river actually goes round to the left, round to the right, round to the left, round to the right. It just snakes through. Obviously, if it's huge amounts of rain, it will flood over, I think, or it's a lot wider. And then you've got the estuary to the right, which actually goes out there, so it's completely separated. It's weird, but anyway, it just looks cool. There's a nice walks and stuff along there, and then you can turn right and go up that way and end up in Seaford. It's quite nice, and I'd never seen this dew pond here. See the dew pond, the little circle on the right there, down the bottom. And yeah, it's just another dew pond that obviously was originally made for keeping animals and everything watered as well. So yeah, well, I presume that's what it was. There's a lot of dew ponds around which are either made of concrete or stone, and they were basically there to capture obviously dew and water, to give animals water. That may not be one, I don't know, but it kind of looks like one. But there you go. That's all the little dikes there, the little ditches and stuff like that are obviously full of water. And this bit here, I think the straight bit, I think is tidal, and that goes in and out. You can see the swans there in the distance. And yeah, just a nice morning really. I stopped there for 5-10 minutes just to have a little flight, and yeah, it was just nice to do, you know. Now flying through, you can see the heron there, just literally fishing straight down below. You see how clear that water is though, it's beautiful. I had no polarizing filter on or anything either, so I was quite surprised how well that cut through the water just to be able to see, especially when the sun's shining sort of from basically to my right, coming in. So yeah, as you can see there, the way the stream or the river runs around is quite incredible. And all the sheep there walking back to going wherever they're going, and flying back to where I took off from. So I need to do a bit more around there just so you can get some cool stuff. But it was just one of those things, you know, there's not many people around, you know, and could fly nice and easy. Yeah, get going, and then so it was off to Beachy Head. That's not the one. So I then stopped at Burling Gap, which is down the road from Beachy Head. It's part of the Seven Sisters. So you can see the Seven Sisters are basically the cliffs, and you can see the points, basically Seven Sisters. That's their nickname or official name. So you can see the chalk cliffs here, and you can see how thin the top layer of the earth is compared to the chalk, and the amount of rock falls and everything is increasing. So it is quite a dodgy area. So yeah, it's not wise to stand anywhere near the edge or get underneath it at all, but it's always just stunning, you know. It could be winter absolutely chucking it down with hail and wind and big waves and everything like that, and it always looks awesome. Or a beautiful sunny day like that, and it just looks beautiful. Again, me trying to be a little bit cinematic and just doing some, you know, slow maneuvers, just, you know, just looking at the sort of shapes and stuff like that. It just looked quite cool. And you can see how the height changes and how smooth it all looks and everything. It just looks cool. But that cliff there's still probably, that small bit there is a good 100 foot, if not slightly more. So turning around, right, flying back now. And I thought, oh, that's quite cool. Well, you can see all the mist, the low cloud and mist in the distance there. You can see the line of cloud, basically, which is the sea mist, or the mist, or whatever you want to call it, fog. And yeah, it just looks awesome. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to fly round the cliff line a little bit. So I'm to the left there on the lowest point of the cliff. And then up in the distance there, you can see the lighthouse, which is the Beltoot Lighthouse. And then you go round the corner, and we should be able to see the other lighthouse, which is the Beachy Head Lighthouse, which is down on the rocks. But talking about rocks, you can see all the rocks here and everything. It's quite amazing to see the sort of bedrock as such, and the way the water and everything's cruising in. It was just a lovely morning. I couldn't believe it was. I was just so lucky on the weather, really. Even though it was foggy and and low cloud, it just made it really interesting. And as you come round the cliff here, so I'm looking pretty much straight into the sun as such, and the lighthouse and everything is almost silhouetted, and just through the mist and everything. That's just really cool. And even though the sun's quite high, and you can see the shadows there off the cliff there, and you can see the sun's up, but it just looks awesome. And I'll go around the corner in a moment. You can see the lighthouse up on the top there. And actually, I was really impressed by the RC2 controller, which has got the extra antennae, bits on antennae. And you could see no issues with reception. It was just brilliant. Yeah, you can see the other lighthouse in the distance there, into the in the darker areas. But it just looks awesome. As a bit of footage, I was just like, yeah, that is mad. It's just so cool. Looking straight down there with all that, you can see pretty much the high mist falling, or the low cloud falling off into the sea. It just looks awesome. Probably not the best quality, but you can see a massive cliff fall there on the left-hand side below that lighthouse. It just looks nuts. So flying back, and now I've got a little bit more height there, you can see the views, and it's just beautiful up there. The South Downs Way, which is part of this, and it actually goes all the way up to Winchester in is it Hampshire? Winchester, Hampshire, or Wiltshire, one of the two. It just amazes me how beautiful that scenery is, and it's just amazing. And this bit here was actually used in the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves movie, when they actually land on the beach. And talking about things that I think I kind of witnessed a bit of a domestic, a bit of an argument going on. I won't zoom in anymore, but right on the edge of the cliff, which is not wise. But yeah, so yeah, had a bit of an argument. So I kind of noticed what was going on. And I thought, Christ, they're really close to the cliff. So I just sort of had a quick nose, as you can see there, and it's obviously not enough detail to see who people are, so I've left it in there. But as you can see, there's a little bit of domestic going on, and he's not happy. But I was a little bit concerned. There were some walkers, and they'd noticed as well, and said they were going to just pop up there and make sure they're okay. So, but it just shows you, one wrong foot and you'd be off. So anyway, flying back, and time to go up Beachy Head, but in a slightly different manner. So you'll see in a moment, I've got the car rigged up, and off we go. Sadly, my car is so stiff with the poly bushes and the firm suspension and everything like that. Even with a full suspension camera rig, we're getting vibrations, and you can see them, and a bit of jello-y going on. And it just means I'm now going to have to use a different car for filming a lot of the time, I think, unless we can sort this out. But you can see a little bit of vibration going on. And I know this is not necessarily what people want to be watching, but I just thought I'd show you what I've been up to that day, filming and things like that, and we're just trying things out. It's pretty smooth, but you can see how stiff my car is, and the little bit of left and right wobble, and that's from my pulley bushes, the stiff suspension, and the sort of super sport tyres as well. So yeah, it's a little bit of a difficult one. You can see a little bit of wobble going on, but the cool thing about this is you can see the lighthouse there in the distance, and basically you can see where we're going, or where we've been rather, should I say. As I'm driving up here, we get a little visitors coming the other way, which just actually made me not jump, but I was like, what the hell? There goes a motorbike, which you think, okay, that's fine, I can see the motorbike. But it was a case of, it was a, I don't know what they're called, like a longboard, it's like a fast longboard, skateboard or whatever. And they're coming down there at sort of 50, 60 miles an hour. It was quite amazing, and you'll see them go past in a second. It was quite a bit of an eye-opener on the fact that you can't see them on the road. So them coming towards me, they were so small, people doing, they're hunkered down. It's very difficult to see them. And it was just sort of like, what the hell? Because you'll see in a second as they go past. I think it was 3 people. And they're not on the steepest part of the hill, but they're still going. There you go, there's one guy laying down on one. So, I mean, he's asking for trouble. There's a guy stood up on one. I think there was one more. There we go. It was mad. I mean, it's done up there a lot. I know that. I've seen them before. But, yeah, interesting. So, and a motorbike and everything like that. So, as you can see, it was interesting. And luckily, it wasn't too foggy or anything. You can still see the cloud moving past. And, as we sort of drove up. So, but you can see the bit of jello effect or a bit of vibration going on, which is really annoying. Because, I know it's my own fault for having such a stiff car, but at the same time, I just want to level those little bits out. Because it actually knocks out the autofocus on the Pocket 3, which is a little bit annoying. But anyway, as we came up the hill, it was... we got a little bit more blue sky, which was cool. And we were just going to stop and basically maybe have a little wander around and just take some more photos and stuff. So, but it all sort of went a little bit different. And you'll see why in a second. It was, possibly not the happiest moment of someone's day. But, yeah, interesting to say the least. Sadly, Beachy Head is a place where a lot of people over the years have jumped off the cliffs, and a bit of a suicide spot, and I think something had happened that day. I'm guessing someone's jumped. Can't see anything. But happens too often, unfortunately. Hit the helicopter. That's pretty mad. So the Coast Guard is think someone's either been reported as jumping off. This happened once before when I was up here. A lady walked straight past me and just left her bag on the edge and stepped off, sadly. Which was a real shame. See where he's gone. Into the mist. Actually see him at all. Hear him? There he is. Madness. Morning. You alright?
You alright?
Yeah. I'm guessing someone's jumped off.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought it's just for the training.
Doubt it. No. Police are here and everything. It's quite a hot spot for suicide, sadly. Has been for many years.
Oh.
But yeah. If you look up Beachy Head and on the internet, and beautiful area, but lots of suicides. Sadly.
That's it. Are you from here?
Yeah, well, relatively local. Yeah. Been coming up here many years. Just coming back.
Yeah.
I just got him here, really low, which is really cool.
Yeah, I was in.
He's got his lights on now.
On the low.
Yeah. Just met a guy called Skywalker Photography from Switzerland, I think he said. So I'm going to head back this way. Random meetings of other photographers. I haven't got the microphone on me, but yeah, crazy. Looks like somebody has gone missing and hopefully not jumped off Beachy Head, but sadly it happens a lot. So anyway, we're gonna down to the car park. And go and get something to eat, because I'm hungry. But beautiful up here. So obviously lots going on up here today. This video is going to be jam-packed with stuff. So I put the Mov Max blade arm on, did a bit of filming, and there was the speed skater guys on the like longboards and stuff coming flying down there. And then obviously got up here and there was police and the Coast Guard helicopter and everything, so absolutely mad. And then met those guys there, which are on their way home. They've been to Scotland and everything, which is really cool. Really lovely to meet them. Didn't quite catch their names, but Skywalker Photography or Dot Photography. I'll put a link in his thing so you can go and check his Instagram out. I'm looking forward to seeing his stuff. But anyway, let's back to the car. So as I was walking back to the car, a gentleman called Leo turned up in his Lamborghini, and old Mersey. The V12 is just awesome, and we had a nice real chat on the side of the road there, and you know, just talking about cars and things like that. And I said, fancy doing something a little bit fun? And I said, you know, don't need to hang around or anything like that, but I've got the camera rig, I'm just testing it, I haven't actually used it yet. And I said, what's better than a Murcielago? And he said, yeah, go for it. And unfortunately my car is really stiff. It's probably stiffer than that Lambo. Poly bushes, chassis braces, and obviously high-end tyres as well, which have got a stiff sidewall. And yeah, unfortunately you can see there's little jitters and judders, and from all the little micro bumps and everything it's hitting on the road. So it even knocks out the autofocus of the camera a few times, and it's really annoying because it's such a small thing, but it ruins the footage. So I need to try it. If that is what it is, I think that's what it is. I need to try it on a different vehicle, and I've seen loads and loads of people using the Mov Max blade arm and everything like that really, really successfully with other vehicles and things like that. But I just think my car is so stiff and the suspension hardly really moves. It's just the little vibrations and stuff coming through the car that actually cause the trouble. Like there, you can see it's hooking in and out if I'm in focus, which is really annoying because you just think, what a cool car, that sounds lovely, and then I've got ruined footage, basically. That's kind of it, guys. It's the end of that day. Really love to meet everyone that I met out that day. Hopefully no one did jump off Beachy Head. Obviously I talked about it a bit, but yeah, sadly it is a place that people do it. So hopefully it was a false alarm, but the police, the Coast Guard, and also obviously doing their job to hopefully save someone or find someone. So hats off to them. That's why I filmed the helicopter and everything, them actually at work, because I think it's very important to show what they do. Obviously really nice to meet Leo randomly, the Lamborghini, and yeah, out for another day soon. So anyway, please click the subscribe button, the notification bell as well, and any questions about the RX-10, the Pocket 3, the Mov Max arm, the DJI Mini 4 Pro, give us a shout. I'll see you soon.